Welcome to the Rob and Kale podcast. Rob Sanders.
Clemson is going to kick the shit out of the South Carolina Gamecocks probably for the next 10 years every time they run across each other.
Kale Carolina Jackpot Hall.
The South Carolina Gamecocks are weaker than a plate full of piss.
The Rob and Kale podcasts.
Let's go.
And welcome into the Rob and Kale podcast. I'm Rob Sanders. Thanks for joining us here this evening. I have a podcast co-host, partner, friend, best damn Gamecock YouTuber on the planet. He's also the king of the potato chip. He is Mr. Carolina Jackpot Kale Hall. Kale, what's up, buddy?
What's up, everybody? I don't know if I'm the king of the potato chip. I definitely enjoy the chips. Some days I feel like the queen. But yeah.
I think you're the king of the potato chip. That's just me.
Yeah, I was definitely doing some sweating this afternoon, delivering potato chips about 2:00. It's not fun driving a box truck down a bumpy ass road in Lawrence County, and you develop butt sweat. Not
so
good.
Are you the king of the butt sweat?
I was today. I absolutely was.
Shout out to the folks already checking in: Gamecock Chuck, Elijah Allen, Big Barney Ross, who is who's promised me a video of him doing something. That needs to happen, Big Barney Ross. Alan V is here. Brandon Kuhn is here. Pete McGaha says, "Howdy, wild men from Maggie Valley Mafia." Are you? I didn't know Maggie Valley had a mafia. Did you, Jackpot?
No, I didn't.
Well, hey, if someone from a mafia is into it, we're cool with you. We don't want bad vibes from the mafia of any sort. Holy shit. Rob has an SEC bias, says, when's the next bourbon review? Look, Big Barney Ross, he writes when he's creative. He writes all that stuff on his own. When he sends it to me, I'll be happy to post it. So not pressuring him, but you're like the third person that's asked me about that. People love the Big Barney Ross bourbon reviews at robandkaleshow.com. Go over there and check those out. Thomas wants to know why you don't have an AC in that truck.
Because it didn't come with one. I don't know. They built that truck without an air conditioner. It's just got a vent. Has a fan. I got 2 fans that plug into the cigarette lighter, like one of those that attaches to the ceiling. But I mean, that ain't near enough. I mean, I have to open the doors up. I had to open the doors up today when I was driving home, like on both sides, and ride home that way. It's hot.
You got to air condition that ass, Jackpot. You can't have a sweaty ass. No one wants potato chips from a sweaty ass, sir. Oh, goodness. B-Bean says, Jackpot changed his name back to Carolina Jackpot. I assure you that Jackpot, he don't care.
Oh, we don't care. We don't care.
Exactly. All right, so we're going to talk spring game reactions in a moment. Also, we'll get into some of the stuff with the FPI and whatever the hell else we can come up with this evening, Jackpot. First of all, we'll thank our sponsors, Callaway's Bar and Grill out in West Columbia, Highway 1 diagonal from the Walmart. Folks have asked about us doing like an opening show for the start of the season. I talked with Mike Muse about that yesterday. We can do that. I don't know if we'll have enough. We have enough folks that want to turn out for that. And it's the Jackpot blackout again. But we'll see how that goes. Jackpot, you know your camera just blacked out, right?
Yeah, someone's trying to call me on the freaking phone. I don't know what the hell.
Yeah, they heard you had a sweaty butt. They wanted to make sure you had a fan.
I'm on my. God, dang it.
Maybe important, Jackpot. You need to take that call, buddy.
Maybe
somebody that's
It can't be.
I don't know. Maybe, it could have been somebody, got hit by a car.
No, her mom is here. Mom didn't answer the telephone, so the immediate reaction is to turn around and call me.
Well, that's because you are,
I'm a man of the people. I understand that, but
you're the dad in her eyes too, man. She looked at you like, "Hey, Pop, Help me fix this shit. Tell me you hadn't sent that girl some Venmo money. That happens. My daughter sends me this thing from Copper. She's got a Copper card, and it just says $5 food. Nothing else, just food. Like me and her mother don't feed her. So yeah, that happens.
Really?
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness.
Well, anyway, let's thank Callaway's Bar and Grill. We're going to get into that later on. Do we want to do a live show before the season starts? Maybe. We'll see. It's up in the air right now. Also, we have
normally we're doing one
rivalry week.
Yeah. And we didn't have that this year.
Well, I think we're going to set and rock. We're going to do that. But you know, we'll iron that out as we get closer to the season. Big Barney Ross says yes to a live show. Well, Big Barney Ross, you need to come to the live show if we do a live show. So
yeah, I mean, last time we had what? We had someone from what those old boys come? They came from Georgia, right?
Oh yeah, they came from Georgia. They enjoyed the show. We had a good little show that evening. I think it'll be better to have the show here in Columbia because South Carolina and Clemson play in Columbia this year, and that's going to be, as we sit right now, that's probably one of the more anticipated non-conference matchups of the season. I think. Would you agree, Jackpot?
Yeah. This girl's driving me nuts right now.
Do you need to just take a call? Like we can do this?
No. I told her she could use my YouTube TV, and she's sitting here trying to sign into it over somewhere else at whoever's house, and it's wanting me to goddamn on here to say that yes, it's me trying to sign in. Stop sending me freaking text messages so this thing will come through. God, freaking mighty.
Welcome to having a teenage daughter.
Well, no. I mean, we're not doing this shit.
Yeah.
I'm on my live show. I know that you have to have a verification. What? Just stop.
Jason says that was me and
wait
Jared.
until I get it done. I mean,
me and Jared, it was great to hang with it. Yeah, it was a great show. And Callaway's, you can agree, was a nice place. We all had a good time. Rob has an SEC bias, says he was there. I don't remember anyone introducing themselves as Rob has an SEC bias, but okay. Mr. Boogie says Jackpot's butt sweat is equivalent to Clemson's recruiting rankings right now.
I have a 20th ranked butt sweat.
Lisa says she will come to the live show. She's been to our live shows before. Mayhem Matthew says he'll come to the live show. All right. Well, we've got, at least 3 or 4 there. So yeah. We'll see how that works out. Do you guys want to do a preseason or do you want to do rivalry week or what do you want to do? Let me know. We'll figure that out. BB wants to know if you can say shit on YouTube. I just said it. So there's that. All right. So we have to do Dennis Wilson, DNC Trucking and Transport, who I spoke with today. Actually, we got to read Big Barney Ross's $20 super chat first. Thank you for the $20, sir. He says, when Florida players gets arrested for shoplifting at Kohl's this season, they should be able to post bail with Kohl's cash. Damn it, Big Barney Ross. I would have posted that just for you. We appreciate the $20, sir, but that's funny enough to be posted by its own. Rob has an SEC bias, says he was Tom Brady at the time. Are you schizo? You just all over the place? Multiple personalities? It's okay. Jason says Dennis was ready for anything wearing his bulletproof vest that night. That's true. All right, so let's thank Dennis Wilson, DNC Trucking and Transport, Fireside Chats with Uncle Jackpot. Jackpot, tell us a nice little story here this spring.
I'm going to kill this freaking YouTube thing. Sucks to be Gamecock. Our school is loved by old Jello Pop Creeper Bill Cosby. We all wear the same shirt with our logo on it. Sucks to be a Gamecock. Go Tigers.
Yeah, in case you missed it, Bill Cosby, the first time he goes out in public, what's he wearing? A Gamecock sweatshirt.
Well, I mean, maybe the famous people, like the Gamecocks.
I mean, he was probably around a bunch of alumni up there in jail.
Okay, well, before he went to jail, he was pretty well, universally loved. You know, I mean, all people of ill report have some kind of team. You know, I mean, I heard, Jeffrey Dahmer was a big Brewers fan.
Of course he was.
Yeah, I mean, did you see Ted Bundy in his Florida State shirt?
Sure.
So, I mean, why can't Bill Cosby be a Gamecock fan?
Hey, man, if you want to welcome Bill Cosby to the Gamecock fan base, that's on you, sir. We'll get you a Bill Cosby, some of them Jell-O pudding pops. You like the Jell-O pudding pops? The little chocolate ones? Come on.
Don't lie. Everybody loved those back in the day.
So jackpot's not for canceling Bill Cosby. That's what we learned this evening. I worry about doing a live show with Jackpot because if I say some shit like that to him, he might just slap the shit out of me. Because I've said enough shit to him in remotely where he owes me a good shot here or there.
You remember when he was do you remember when he was when he did the Fat Albert cartoon?
I do. Here's Fat Albert.
Old school.
My favorite live show memory with Jackpot is that we just finished up our live show and we're walking towards the bar, and this group of young ladies walks up to us and says, "Do y'all like black women?" Jackpot's face turned as red as a beet, and I of course, you know me, I didn't skip a beat. Who doesn't? And just turned around and walked off. Just left Jackpot there holding the bag. You deal with that, sir.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
I thought that was great. But anyway, that's the kind of stuff that happens at our live show. People are funny. So there's that. Brock wants to know, do you think when Dahmer hears athletes say we about to eat before a game, his stomach starts to growl? That's funny. All right. Well, Jackpot, we've got the a spring game reaction. First of all, from what I gather, sir, are you a fan of Lenora Sellers right now?
I had his glasses earlier. I put on at the end of my video. So, yeah, I mean, my gosh, I mean, that guy was just, I mean, he tried too hard at the spring game. It's like his first time, on a football field or something. And, but I mean, he has all this talent and, just that one play that he made when the ball was snapped over his head and he picked it up off the damn bounce. Did you see that? And
I did. And he was still trying.
Threw it across. I mean, it threw it against his body. I mean, and damn near completed the thing.
Yeah.
I mean that was very impressive. Would you agree with that?
I think so. And to be honest, when somebody tries that hard in a meaningless spring game, I mean, you kind of half like him. I mean, regardless of who it is,
Yeah, and I mean, and it's just because that's just who he is. I mean, it's not. I mean, it wasn't like like Rudy level, trying when I'm on the scout team to go out here at 100 miles an hour and knock the first string defense around or whatever just because I'm trying to prove a point. I mean, I think that's just who he is, and I've received some criticism from some of the Gamecock fans over the weekend, which is fine, stating that I think that Luke Doty, I think the guy's playing out of position. I really do. And everybody, well, Jackpot, the receivers dropped the ball every time he threw it.
Okay. I
didn't see that. I saw some overthrows.
Okay, so there's also, and I'm just telling you what I've read there. It seems like there was a good section of Gamecock fans that were really wanting Doty to do well and were kind of upset because of the way that the other young man played. Because, in my opinion, if we were playing a football game tomorrow and I was head coach, of your team, he would be my number 2 quarterback. Sorry, that's the way that it would be.
It's all about Jimmys and Joes. It's about who can get the
Right.
job done. It's not about who's been there the longest. It's not about who's been the two. And I'm tired of hearing this too. And let me go on a soapbox for a minute. And that's nothing against the young man, but I'm so damn sick and tired of hearing, well, he's a great teammate. He's been a great Gamecock. I mean, he embodies what being a Gamecock's all about. He'll do anything for the team. Why are we congratulating people and commending people for doing what the hell they ought to be doing?
Yeah, it seems like
if he was a shitty teammate, he should be getting reprimanded for it. If he's a shitty teammate, he should be called out for it. If he's a good teammate, then that's what you're supposed to be doing. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, I also think that there's, I can understand the sad story of, he got hurt and, when he came there, he didn't know that Spencer Rattler was coming and he thought he was going to be the Gamecock quarterback for, and I can understand that narrative, but I can also understand this too. When it comes down to it, Shane Beamer's getting paid, I don't know, $4 million, $5 million. He has to win football games. And I'm not trying to bash Luke Doty here, but Spencer Rattler obviously is a better quarterback than Luke Doty is and can win you more games than Luke Doty can. So therefore, Spencer Rattler gets to play. That's just the way that it is. Now, I don't know if this Sellers kid is going to be the greatest kid ever. I have no clue. I know he looked really good in that damn spring game, and we could talk about how you could over-assume on some of that stuff, but as I said, if we're starting a game tomorrow, he's my number 2 quarterback because I think there's a higher ceiling for him than there is for Doty, in my opinion.
Yeah, look how impressive. This is just a spring game. This is the first time we've seen him on the field.
Brock
but in a competitive type situation.
Brock says saying Doty should leave if he wants to play quarterback is not being a dick. It's being honest and having his best interest in mind. Saying he should stay is delusional. Exactly. That's what these coaches get paid a lot of money for. They get paid a lot of money to have these conversations that are uncomfortable with young men and tell them, like, look, I'm sorry, but this other guy is a better player than you are, and we're in the business of winning games. This is not the church league. We're not out here where everybody gets to play 3 or 4 minutes. No, you have to win your spot here. And right now, in my opinion, he's QB3 at best. And maybe with the kind of athlete that he is, maybe he could get some time as a wide receiver. Who knows?
Well, apparently we've already lost one to the running back room. So,
yeah. Well, but see, and that's the thing. Look at Joyner. And look at what he did. He was basically told, hey, you're not going to be the quarterback. So he went to play wide receiver. He just wanted to be on the field because he wanted to be on the field as a Gamecock football player. So he took whatever the hell it is they would give him. That's being a great teammate, in my opinion.
Exactly. Now, if Will Muschamp told him he was going to be the damn holder, he might have decided to peruse other interests, but that's not what happened.
So, yeah, there's that. But I think Mayhem Matthews says Doty could transfer to Florida. They need a quarterback. Look, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but Doty is not an SEC quarterback. He's had an opportunity. He's been given a shot to be there. And look, if he were better than Spencer Rattler, Shane Beamer would play him.
I mean, he could go to Florida and be a bad quarterback.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, they already have that.
So anything else from the spring game you want to go over there, Jackpot?
No, I mean, everything. I mean, it went kind of as I expected. Now, with the Dak Joyner, with him running the ball, he looked to be a little bit uncomfortable at first. But then kind of got into a little bit of a groove. It looked to me like he's having to fight for yards
Right.
a little bit more than, if we could just see. I'd like to see some holes opened up. But
Well, yeah, that's maybe they should get him into a position sort of like they had with let's use Clemson as an example. They would do things with Travis Etienne where they would get him, they'd line him up behind the quarterback at running back, run play action, have him float 2 yards down the field, get him the ball that way. That way he's got an opportunity to have the ball in some space instead of trying to run over an SEC linebacker. Maybe that's the better way to get him the ball where, hey, you just catch some stuff, make a simple catch here behind the line of scrimmage, whatever, and then you can maneuver down the field and display your athletic ability.
Yeah, and well, not that I would like to take anything from their book, and this play may totally be scrapped or this season, but the Taters will line Shipley up kind of like that, and they would kind of pitch him, have a kind of a longer pitch, where it's kind of split out kind of wide, and kind of take advantage of that speed a little bit.
Yeah, get in the ball in space. Yeah. All right, so Thomas wants to know what I think of the Clemson spring game. I think that it's kind of hard for me to sit here and think that, all right, you're going to learn a lot from a spring game. And I'm not holding up for Clemson here. There's still a lot of questions that have to be answered. I know that they didn't have Riley calling plays, which I think is a mistake. The guy needed some time to call plays. The first play he's going to be calling is against Duke. And that's like, why not have him try to call plays against that Clemson defense?
Why was he not calling plays?
Because Sweeney said when they brought in Morris, he did the same thing with him for the first spring game. He didn't let him call plays. He had him wait. Now, it could be, hey, we're going to keep what we're doing under our hat, which is fucking stupid, in my opinion. But let the guy call plays. Let the offense get used to him calling plays.
So we're going to go out here for all of our recruits and anybody else that might be watching, and put a shitty product out here just as like a smoke screen so we don't give away plays.
I'm with you. It doesn't make any sense. Dumb. So I do think the young defensive lineman that they got, Peter Woods, that is a big sumbitch. 6'3", 300 and something pounds, runs like a deer. I don't know. I mean, he could go, but that might be interesting.
Run like a deer in front of my potato chip truck this morning. I almost hit Bambi. If
you hit Bambi, you would just leave it as a yard ornament.
Well, it would be a hood ornament.
A hood ornament. Yeah, that's the term I was looking for. Tristan's being dumb again. He says Clemson won't be contending for anything anytime soon. Really? It's kind of hard for me. Tennessee fans are so special. Just special. Anyway, so there's that with the spring game.
Brock Lee says, I hate however Clemson spring game is the biggest annual Dabo dick ride. It's annoying hearing him talk the whole time, so full of himself. Wasn't he? I didn't even watch the thing. Was he running around with a megaphone or something?
So here's the thing that bothers me with with the spring games is that he uses it. I mean, and a lot of schools do this. It's like it really is just like a pep rally. That's all that it is. And if you're a true fan, you really don't pick up on anything from it. It's just, it's nothing to write home about. But ESPN gives him a microphone and he's running around, just running his mouth. Hey, they're going to run the slip screen here. They're going to go over the top here. No one wants to hear that shit. No one cares. And for any team, not just Clemson, but any team.
Nobody was talking about him and his antics, when he runs out onto the field, when he runs down the hill and runs on the field before everybody else. And Somebody wishing he would bust his ass. And if he ever were to absolutely like go ass over tea kettle doing that, that thing's probably going to win an ESPY.
Probably.
And it will probably be the most memed, screenshotted, shared thing ever.
I would mix that with the Benny Hill music immediately. Just, I don't want anybody to fall and get hurt, but you know what I mean. Nick with a good comment here. I've heard, is Birch coming back? Well, I don't know.
Talk of this. I don't know anything about this.
We shall see. We shall see on that. I don't know. I think it was a mistake for him to go, but Brock says he was expecting me to defend Dabo. Look, I respect Dabo Swinney for the fact that he brought Clemson out of the mediocrity that was the Tommy Bowden era, and the guy wins 10 games every freaking year. Now, I know the SEC apologists will be like, oh, it's the ACC. I can't help the ignorant folks. The guy wins 10 games every year and is in contention for the conference title. He's won 2 national titles. I mean, he's considered one of the top 5 coaches in the country. Now, I know some people are going to be like, hey, I don't necessarily agree with that, but it's just real. After Nick Saban, Dabo Swinney's in the top 3 as far as coaches that people want. And I know that hurts a lot of folks' feelings, but it's the truth. But on the other hand, he does do some hillbilly shit. He really does. Some of the shit that he does, it's like over the top. It's like having chocolate-covered chocolate. It's just too much. You don't have to do that. And it's a mess, in my opinion. Kentucky Durham with another dumb comment. 10 games in the ACC is like whipping Grenada in war every year. No, sir. You really, as a Kentucky fan, you play MAC teams. So please shut the hell up with all that. Play your Ohio.
Yeah, they haven't played Indiana, 2004.
Yeah.
Last time that Kentucky's played anybody in the Power 5 non-conference outside of Louisville. Not including bowl
Tristan
game.
with another comment here. He says, how can he be top 5 coaches when every single SEC coach except for Jimbo is better? Really? You think that Eli Drinkowitz is better than Dabo Swinney? Please log off. Log off, sir. Log off. Now, I know that you have this love affair with Josh Heupel, and you've got diamond-plated knee pads to blow him at the turn of a penny here, but he's better than Heupel too. Tell me about Heupel's national titles. I'll wait. All right? Just stop with that nonsense. There's 2 coaches, maybe 3, that you could argue that are better than Dabo Swinney as far as in the conference. You could talk about Brian Kelly, which, by the way, Dabo Swinney owns him head-to-head. You can talk about, you obviously had to put Nick Saban up there in the mix, and then Kirby Smart with what he's done. Everybody after that, it's a kind of a steep fucking drop-off. Stop throwing rocks at the throne, sir. It's not going to help you anywhere. SEC Dog is right. Put a microphone in front of him. He won't shut up. He's a hillbilly. Does hillbilly shit, but he wins games.
Dabo's throne is an outhouse.
That's funny. All right, Jackpot, do you want to talk about the FPI for a minute?
Sure. I'm always up for that FBI talk.
No, not FBI, sir. FPI.
I said FPI. Football Power Index.
Hold on, let me respond to this stupid comment here. Dabo lost the coaches that won him championships. Heupel actually played and won one. What are you talking about? Did he coach and win a national title as a head coach? Okay, let me help you.
That's apples to pomegranates.
Yeah, Tennessee beat Alabama last year. And I know that you guys threw your goalpost in the water, okay? But you don't get a national championship ring for that. That's not how it works, sir. Not how it works. All right, so when we look at the FPI.
Tristan over there with another bright comment. He said, Ryan Day is trash. Who would you rather?
Who would you rather? I'll take Ryan Day over Heupel. all day today and twice on Sunday. Absolutely.
He is a quarterback.
I said this about Kirby Smart and caught shit. Josh Heupel is not a top 25 coach. Fuck him.
You know this guy that Ohio State, this new kid that's taking over at quarterback. I forget his name. Kyle McCord.
Yeah.
His name. You know this guy. You never heard of him. You know this guy will throw for 4,000 yards. I mean, because that's just what they do.
Yeah. All right. So when we're looking at the FPI, sir, number one team in the country, according to the FPI, is Ohio State. I mean, okay.
Is Ohio State going to run out? Are they going to run up to the line this year and snap the ball real fast and throw it before everybody's up off the ground, and then they're going to come and run back again? They're going to run back up to the line real fast, and
yeah. Alabama's number 2. God damn it, jackpot! Alabama's
like
number 2.
Chinese fire drill.
SEC Dog says, Rob, this we can agree on 100%. The Voltards think they're back. Reminds me of Butch Jones after year 2. Very good, sir. R says, show Tennessee some respect. They're the champions of life. Champion. We're going to leave that up there for a bit. Good comment, R. Good comment.
You know, after after the Gamecock Tennessee game this past season, when Uncle Lou made a video about that, you know, he said, speaking of him, that he said that this season, he said this is turning into nothing more than whatever it was, 2016 for Tennessee. He said, well, you had a great regular season, you lost to a terrible South Carolina team then, and then you lost to Vanderbilt. He said in 2016 led to Butch Jones being fired.
Yeah.
He said it.
Well, y'all, they're the champions of life, jackpot. That's all I know. Let's see here. We've got Georgia at 3, LSU at 4, Texas at 5, Michigan at 6, Southern Cal at 7, Clemson at 8, Notre Dame at 9, Penn State at 10.
Okay.
What do you think of that?
Why is Texas so high? Why that?
You know, I don't understand the love for Texas either, jackpot. I don't get that.
That's another team that's another one that's, you know, it's kind of like Texas A&M. You know, we're all predicted every season to do great things,
right?
And it never materializes.
I will give them credit for not putting Texas. Oh, Texas A&M is at number 19. But here's the one thing that I don't get, jackpot. They have at 18 the Florida Gators.
Okay.
When I read that, I thought it was a misprint. Maybe they meant to put Central Florida. I honestly thought that because I don't see. Now this is just their power ratings. It's not what the team has done. But Florida is at 18. Now, let's make sure that people are certain with what they heard here. These are not my rankings. This is what ESPN says about them. Going into the season, they have them as the 18th ranked team in their power index. 90
Justin over in the comment section says Texas quarterbacks in the spring game were lights out. Arch Manning wasn't.
Manning looked like a D3 quarterback. If his name wasn't Manning, he'd be at damn Jackpot State playing third string.
Jackpot State.
Yep.
Nope.
Your mascot's a hot dog just dancing on the sideline.
He'd be playing for the Okra.
Oh, shit. All right. Well, anyway, that was interesting. A&M at 19. North Carolina at 25. I don't know about all that. And then we move down the list here. Missouri's at 40, and South Carolina is at 42. I think, and once again, you know, I think South Carolina deserves to be a little bit higher than that, in my opinion. I'm not talking like, don't put them in the top 20 for God's sake, but I think that I think that right now, I think that they're better than Oklahoma State with all the guys that they lost. Auburn's at 39. Auburn, I think, is going to be a shit show. So,
yeah, they're gonna have a tough time. They'll have a tough time over this season.
anyway, that's the. Here's the thing with the FPI though. The opening of it is shit. It really is. It does get to be more accurate once you get to about week 6, when they basically update it and you get a better computer model out of it. But up until week 6, I'm sure we shall see. Leonard says he respectfully disagrees with me. Day walked into a gold mine at OSU and Heupel walked into a dumpster fire. I highly doubt Ryan Day could have gotten Tennessee to a number 1 ranking in his second year.
That's not true. He had all kind of issues to deal with there. I mean, you had Urban Meyer, who just up and quit on the team. I mean, then you still had the backlash from all the Zach Smith bullshit. And my gosh, that guy had it tough. He had a lot of shit that was going on. Don't you act like he didn't.
So
he's a fucking warrior.
Yeah. SEC Dog's right. It's the media talking heads. Your preseason poll means absolutely nothing. Yeah. But this is like their computer rankings, to be honest with
Kristen
you.
Smith says South Carolina's going to get rocked. I'm going to act to the Florida fan, which they don't have a lot of those that come around this way, but I'm going to act to them just like the Tennessee fans act to us, because they blew us out last year, and I think that was fluky bullshit. Same thing we did to them. So I'm gonna say this to the Florida man anytime I see him. See you Willie B in October. We're gonna hang 60 on you. We might hang 70. Oh yeah, we lost 38-6 on it last year. What would you really base that on? What would you base it on that we're gonna hang 50 or 60 on Florida? I don't know.
Let me guess. You don't care. You don't care.
Oh, we don't care. We don't care.
Holy shit. All right. We're going to take calls 803-470-2905, 803-470-2905.
This may be the last show where we take calls.
Yeah, we'll see.
It may be. Maybe the last time we take calls, guys.
Who knows? Anyway, phone lines are open, 803-470-2905, 803-470-2905.
We may have a surprise.
May have a surprise. Who knows? Big Barney Ross says South Carolina has the same problem Kentucky has. Questions at running the ball. All right, there's let's go to the phones. Over here. Welcome to the program. Good evening.
Hey, it's Chris in Georgia.
Hello,
man.
Chris.
The FPI they put way too much weight into recruiting on them things. They use a 4-year average of your recruiting classes,
right?
And that's why Texas is as high as they are. So
yeah, but respectfully though, under that logic, why is Texas A&M 19? I mean, they had like 2 top.
They've only got
recruiting.
one. I mean, they've really only got that one good class. The rest of them are like 15, 16, 17. I mean, hell, last year I think they were like 25th. Their recruiting class.
I don't have the numbers in front of me. You may be right, but I know that they had a really good class, and I thought they had some good classes back to back. So
it takes into account your last 4 years. I don't know if it's 3 years or 4 years of what the team's done too. So, I mean, like that's how. I mean, with Tennessee's 3-7 class or 3-7 season from 2021, that's pulling them down pretty low. But then an 11-win season in 2022. Is bringing them back up, and their average. I mean, they're about right where they need to be. I think like 15th or 13th or something like that. But yeah, they put way too much weight in the recruiting class. But you mentioned, I don't know, man. Like, I'm excited for Josh Heupel. I'm not gonna say he's better than Dabo. Dabo's got 2 rings, 3 rings.
He's got 2 national title rings.
Yeah, and he played for 3. So,
someone said that he's only better. The only coach in the SEC that was not better than Dabo Swinney was Jimbo Fisher.
Played for 3. He played for 4, right?
I'm not sure that which you could say this about a lot of coaches. I don't think if Kirby Smart had got the South Carolina job, I don't think Kirby Smart has the success he's obviously having. Dabo elsewhere, I don't know how he succeeds. I mean, Dabo's just in the perfect place for him to succeed, and he's succeeding. He's grabbing the bull by the horns, and he's doing what he needs to do.
Right.
Same thing with Kirby being back home. Saban, I remember.
Real question here. Isn't it a little too early to sit here and say, you know what, Heupel is a better coach than Sweeney is? Is it just a little bit too early to say that?
Sure. I mean, just titles alone. Now, with Ryan Day, I mean, I know Jackpot was joking around a little bit, but I mean, that dude did. He was born with a silver spoon in his mouth. He was born on third. He doesn't really. He's got one team to play every year, and he can't beat them anymore. I mean, Tennessee beat more top 10 teams than Ohio State played last year before the playoffs. So it's just crazy to think that Ryan Day doesn't have an amazingly easy path, and he's underachieving on that path.
So you would take if you had the choice of having Ryan Day or Heupel, you would take Heupel?
After this last year, yeah. Now, 2 years ago, I would have taken Ryan Day, but after what they've done the last 2 years, like, I mean, if I'm going to have a terrible offense or a terrible defense and a good offense, I like the offense we're throwing out there better than what Ryan Day's putting out there. Okay. But I mean, 3 years ago, Matt Campbell was, a top 5 coach in the country, and now look at him. I mean, it ebbs and flows. Ryan Day's got two. He's got, I think, 2 or 3 CFP appearances, 1 trip to the finals. I mean.
Their offense is consistently ranked in the top 20. Their defense here lately has been the shits, but they normally are pretty decent.
As soon as Urban Meyer's recruits got off that team, that defense went to shit.
Okay, I mean,
they've got a new coordinator. They're trying to get that shored up, I think.
Well, their defensive coordinator went to Duke, right? I mean, he's down there running stuff at Duke. So
who Elko was?
No, he was from Texas A&M.
Was he a Texas?
Yeah,
I thought he was. Okay, well, I could be wrong. So
Ohio
either way,
State hired Jim Knowles as the defensive coordinator there.
Right.
You got boosters that are. Granted, he had his little hiccup this week on his side by side, but you got boosters there that think Brian Hartline is the next big shit, and he's an Ohio State boy himself, and I think they would give him the reins to that if Ryan Day lost to Michigan again.
Did you hear that he got drunk and wrecked his?
Yeah, that's what I said. His hiccup on his little side by side this week, but I mean, hell, look at the stuff they were covering up for freaking Zach Smith for years, so it's not like that's gonna be anything.
People will forget about that shit. They'll be blaming the cop by the time the spring comes. By the time the damn football season, it's the cop's fault. Whoever the arresting cop was there.
But hey, Jackpot, do y'all have I saw y'all lost I saw your video about y'all losing that left tackle. Y'all got somebody to replace him, or are you hitting the portal?
I mean, surely they're working the portal for something now. Finding an SEC caliber left tackle in the transfer portal probably ain't gonna find one.
Yeah.
So it's like going to McDonald's, just be able to pick one up, right? Like a Big Mac. They've got plenty of them out there, right?
Yeah, I think they're out of Big Macs right now.
The SEC put in that stupid ass rule that, like, I think if they enter the portal after February, unless they're a grad transfer, they can't transfer from SEC to SEC.
They can't transfer within the conference.
Right.
Yeah, that's why Brock Vandergrift's working on getting his degree, and then he'll be a grad transfer. He gets his degree in May, and then he can go to Auburn or Florida or something like that.
With that, though, I wonder, there's going to be someone that has the balls to sue Greg Sankey and tell him, look, you can't, everyone else is doing this. There's, the transfer portal, the NCAA says we can go wherever you want. Someone's going to challenge them in court eventually on that. And they're probably going to win. They're probably going to win.
I'm surprised nobody's challenged the ruling that says, like, a kid has to wait till his third year to go to pro. Like, because I mean, Brock Bowers could go pro.
That's age discrimination. Yeah, that there was talk that Trevor Lawrence could have went after his freshman year. I'm not saying he would have been good.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that, especially at the quarterback position, I think there's definitely an opportunity for some of these guys to go after their freshman.
Why is it? Why can you do that in basketball in college, but you can't do it in football?
Because of the NFL.
The NFL has an agreement saying that you can't. You have to be out of high school for 3 years before you're eligible.
Right.
So you could literally graduate high school and sit on your ass for 3 years and then go try out for the NFL and play. But until you've been out of high school for 3 years or 21 years old, whichever one's first, you can't play in the NFL.
Which is age discrimination. A lawyer would be happy to take that up.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to see it get right. Hell, I'd love to see Brock Bowers ass in the NFL and not terrorizing us. But,
well, I mean, Texas's running back, Bashawn Robinson, last year, there was no reason for him to play at Texas. That kid could have walked on and played at any NFL team last season and been just fine.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
all right, I'll let you guys take some other calls. I don't want to take up your whole hour. All right, see you.
See you later, buddy.
Harry Legg with a comment over in the comment section. He says BVG graduates in December. So I had to do a double take at that. So I'm assuming he's talking about Brock Vandergriff. But for a second, I looked at it and I said, BVD graduates in December. I'm like, good Lord, how long has that son of a bitch been in school? He's 50-something years old.
Yeah, that's funny. All right, well, 803-470-2905, 803-470-2905.
I like to pick on the dumb comments. Another dumb one over here by Tristan. He says it took Dabo like 15 years to be successful. Isn't just this year, isn't this his 15th season? Right? So he's there since 2008. So that's wildly inaccurate.
Well, I mean, I think Tristan just makes up stuff over there as he goes.
That is the worst.
No, but it goes back to what I said. It's a little bit early to sit here and say, all right, Heupel's a better coach than Sweeney is. Even Chris, who is on the Josh Heupel fan club, admitted that, yeah, maybe that's a little far-fetched. Here, I'll give you this, though. I would take Heupel over Jimbo Fisher because I think Jimbo Fisher is at the end, in my opinion. So I would take Heupel over Fisher. There you go.
Do you think they're going to be disappointing again in 2023?
With A&M? Well, look, you've got – see, they're already laying – there's a section of writers and columnists and everything else, and they want Texas A&M to be good so bad because they want someone other than Alabama or LSU to be at the top of that Western Division, and they see all the money that's there, and they want A&M to be just – man, they have all this talent. They should be so great. I mean, and I love Josh Pate, but he was putting stuff out about him the other day. They've got this great roster and all this and all that. You know what? Until you can win with all that, I really don't want to hear anything from you. I really don't.
Yeah, I agree.
Welcome to the show. Good evening.
Hey, what's up, Rob and Jackpot?
Hello.
I just wanted to call in. This is Mayhem Matthew. I just wanted to call in and say I want to make a bold take here. Tennessee will not win 10 games, and it will be a very far-fetched to probably even win 9 games. And I'm going to tell you why, and then I'm going to hang up, and y'all can talk about it or not talk about it. Don't matter. But, you got to either beat – well, if you lose to both Georgia and Alabama, then you got to go completely undefeated with the rest of the schedule. Not even 100% that you're beating South Carolina. Not sure who they play, the other team in the West, but
Texas A&M.
Huh?
Texas A&M.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not even 100% that they beat them either. And then they got to go undefeated with the rest of their schedule. I don't say that they win 10 games, not even 9 games. They probably go 8-4, which is a pretty good season. But Tennessee, man, stop overhyping yourself. You're going to be disappointed.
What are your what do you think the chances are? Do you think it's a long shot that they come out week 1 against Virginia and shit the bed?
With Tennessee?
Yeah.
No, because Virginia Virginia's only returning 40% of their offense from last season, and their offense was the shits. Now, maybe that 60% they're bringing in can make them 30% better. I don't know. Man, that's some math, isn't it? But no,
Yeah,
it's like
don't you think? And I'm just just throwing this out there. Don't you think Virginia is going to be playing with a bit of an emotional chip on their shoulder?
yeah, I mean, you can be emotional all you want, but
this is true.
it's not going to take up for the fact that I think they had one of the worst pass defenses in the ACC last season. I'd have to look up the stats on it, and they're not returning any of their offense.
Well, they lost. Did they beat Georgia Tech or they? I don't know.
I don't remember. I mean,
I know they played. And the score was like
they had
10-9.
they had the whole thing with that shooting last year, which is sad.
That's what. Yeah.
But it's like I'm looking at their. I don't remember what they went last year, but let's see here.
I think them and Virginia Tech both lost to Old Dominion.
So Virginia finished 3-7 last year. Their wins were over Richmond. They beat the Spiders. They had one ACC win that was 16-9 over Georgia Tech.
Okay.
They lost. Here's the game jackpot. They lost in 4 overtimes to Miami, 14-12.
I remember. Yeah.
I'm not making that up. I wish that I weren't, but
What was it, Jim Cornette? What was that thing they called one time? Football field fuckery.
football field fuckery.
Well,
That's exactly what that is.
That was for sure.
They lost to Pitt by 30. I mean, they lost to Louisville by 17. They lost to Duke by 21. They lost to Illinois by 21.
Oh.
They beat Old Dominion 16-14.
Oh, they did beat Old Dominion.
Okay. Yeah, and they beat the Spiders by 17. So, look, is that game? Where is that game for Tennessee? Is it at? Where is it?
It's in Nashville, wherever the Tennessee Titans play.
Yeah, I don't agree with the whole neutral site game, but that should be just a fucking.
They should have it at Vanderbilt again. Let them checker Vandy again. That's awful. 14-12. That's almost as bad as that. Do you ever remember when they? I guess it was. It may have been his last season at Virginia Tech when Frank Beamer was there. Yeah. That meme of he was walking out on the field and it shows the score. They played Wake Forest. It says end of regulation. Wake Forest 0, Virginia Tech 0. And he's still out there. Yeah, fired up. They were tied at 0 at the end of regulation in a game against Wake Forest, which is hard to believe now, seeing the kind of points that Wake Forest puts up now. But, yeah, they were the shits at one time.
They were the shits at one time. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Like, I don't think Tennessee's going to have any issues with all that front, but we shall see. And it's like, and look, I don't think there's one player on Virginia that puts shock and awe into any of the Tennessee players, but we shall see.
Kristen Smith said Tennessee fans hate fucking Nashville. When I went to Vanderbilt, I saw a bunch of Ohio State fans in Nashville.
Yeah,
it was like an inordinate amount because we went shopping before the game. I mean, this is like early. It's like 11 o'clock in the morning. I went shopping for a rain jacket and some other rain accessories because, it's raining. And I saw some in Kroger, and then I saw some in Ross up there in Mount Juliet, which is a suburb of Nashville.
Craziness. Anyway, yeah, we'll have more and more as we get moving along here. I kind of want to keep an eye. I'm going to keep a copy of these FPI rankings to start the season because just to see how there's some boldness there having Texas up that high. And I mean, and the more you watch South Carolina, the more you're like, I covered that team for so long, and I can remember like even when they were really good, people were thinking, okay, they're not good. Even when they were winning like that, the 10-win seasons with Clowney and all those guys, people were like, yeah, South Carolina's still not that good. And they don't get we can use Tennessee as an example. Everybody and their brother loves Tennessee after what they did last year, okay? And yeah, they had a great season.
Well, I know.
It's more of I'm talking about like sports media in general. All right. But in the end, Tennessee will get more leeway with folks than South Carolina will, even if South Carolina is a good team. Just the way that it is. I mean, if you look at recruiting rankings, if a guy comes out and he's a 5-star recruit and then he commits to South Carolina early, the next set of rankings, he's going to be a 4-star.
Yeah,
It's like they
just the
deduct
way
him
it
for
is.
going there. And I've seen that happen. I mean, I really, really have. So there's that. All right. Well, Jackpot, you got anything else you want to go over this evening?
I don't.
Well, we've had a great show. We'll be back at it on Sunday. Appreciate you guys, and we'll see you later on.